Live from the local station, this is Weather Authority Weekday.
Good morning. Oh my gosh, is it a good morning? You know, we'll savor any morning that we start out dry for the next 7 days, right? Why? Because we've got an intense amount of rain that's going to be coming in. Now listen, this is rain we need. This could bring us out of our drought deficit should we get all the rain that we have been looking into. So we're tracking this for you hour by hour, minute by minute for the next 7 days. And good news, you eliminate a chore. You don't have to water that garden. Mother Nature's going to do it. So there you go. But moms, this impacts your special day, although I think moms should be celebrated 365 days a year, 24/7, because moms are amazing. But your Mother's Day is going to be a little wet. Good thing is it's Wednesday. You've got time to pivot the plans. Let's take a look at our jumbo shrimp forecast first things first, because maybe you're treating mom to an early jumbo shrimp game. Today at noon, they play 86 degrees, some showers and thunderstorms. You got to love that when they slide into base. It's like a little muddy out there. You know, it really like gets in the game. So take a look at the merch tent if you don't want to sit in the rain, or, you know, grab a drink, grab a hot dog, whatever you want. I don't care what you do at the shrimp game as long as you're having fun. 1 p.m., 87 degrees, mostly cloudy, and by 2 o'clock, you're still running out of 87. Cloudy skies out there for you. Let's take a look at the rain just to show you kind of what's to come per the National Weather Service. I think this is really crucial. We've got waves of heavy rain that are going to be coming in again over the next 7 days. They're going to impact the southeast region, including southeast Georgia and northeast Florida, through early next week. So like I said, this is kind of for the next 7 days what we're going to be watching. The rainy pattern, it actually begins today, as we've been talking about. Localized flooding risk increases Friday into Monday. So mom's weekend, that's when it really increases. The 7-day totals could be 3 to 5 inches in the inland counties and 4 to 8 in the coastal counties. So a lot of rain that we desperately need, not only because we are lacking in the rainfall area, but also on those days with the low humidity and the higher winds, you need it for that elevated fire danger. It's good to have the ground saturated. Is the timing good? No. Are we in need of this? Yeah. So that's what we're going to get. So we're going to continue to track the rain right here on our Weather Authority Weekday, and of course on air and online at news4jax.com. All right, so you've heard about the rain. We told you about the shrimp game. Now I want to get into some stories that we found, okay? This is a bear, yeah, by the way, that you're about to see in St. Augustine. Bears to me are so cute. I want to share a quick story while you watch this bear. In the Carolina mountains, I used to leave slabs of meat, I don't know if I should tell this, in the grass in hopes that one would come up to my back porch. It never did, and I was so upset because I think bears are adorable. Don't mess with a bear. Don't be messing with the bear. But I will tell you what they have said so far, the latest on the bear. FWC believes the bear has actually moved out of the area, and they're going to stage a bear trap in another location. I hope they don't hurt that precious bear. It's so sweet. They're going to do what's best to keep people safe always. But, man, there's nothing I love more than to see a bear. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, all in all. And as long as the bear's not hurting anybody, you know, I've seen bears, gosh, get into people's golf carts when I lived in Orlando on the Ring cameras. It was pretty interesting. This bear looks fast. This bear looks like it needs to eat. It's looking kind of tiny. But yeah, we'll let you know what they say, the latest on the bear. So, all right, we're going to continue to talk now about alligators. We're going from one animal to another. The alligators out there are in St. Johns County. St. Johns County firefighters encountered a gator. So they were clearing a structure fire overnight. I'm reading my handy notes here. There he is. Look, he's smiling for the camera. This guy's a cutie too. I love animals so much. I just really have such an affinity for animals, especially the bears and the gators. They're so precious. Look at that thing. He's not doing anything to anybody. After clearing a structure fire overnight, Station 17 crews ran into an unexpected roadblock. This guy. All right. He was out for a late night stroll in the middle of the road, and with the help of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, the gator was safely guided off the roadway and back into the nearby woods where he belongs. You should know that alligators in Florida are mostly active during their mating and nesting season, which begins in April and ends in June. So naturally, they're going to be pretty active into right now. I love an alligator. I think it's so cute. He's like, "Oh, camera, let me smile." That's right. That's right. He's a little celebrity. So I do want to move on, though. That gator obviously did not hurt anybody, and they were moving that gator. Sometimes, though, gators do cause problems, and that's when we really have to get serious about the situation, and that's when FWC will know exactly what to do if you do have to move a gator for safety reasons. And unfortunately, we did have a woman that was killed by an alligator. We want to jump to that right now. So again, these things can take a turn sometimes. This was in Kissimmee, Florida. This was near the mouth of Tiger Creek into Lake Kissimmee in Polk County. Sadly enough, the husband tried to fight off the gator, but the nuisance alligator trapper was sent to an area to take care of this. So that's where sometimes, that's why you don't ever want to go up to an alligator, obviously. If you see one, like the St. John's officers did, or firefighters, excuse me, that was an instance where they could move the gator and it didn't hurt them. But unfortunately in Kissimmee, this woman was killed by a gator. So we're going to continue, obviously, to follow all of the animal stories. And when we come back after break, we've got a great package by Richard Nunn. What he did, he went to visit the NOAA operations down in Lakeland, and he met with the hurricane hunters. We'll hear from him. And then there was a raccoon. Two things I am going to talk about. One of my favorite things, a raccoon, and one of my least favorite things, meth. Yeah, more on that coming up. Take a look outside. What a good shot of the waves crashing, people on the beach before all this rain starts to set in. We're going to be in a rainy pattern for about the next 7 days. This is majority rain with a couple of storms mixed in, but really this rain is what we need. It could bring us out of this deficit we've been in, and also with the elevated fire danger season among us on those days with lower humidity and higher winds. When we get those days, certainly having the ground saturated will help. We're upwards going to get about 5 inches of rain in parts of Georgia and likely 4 in areas like Jacksonville. Now those totals can and will change, but enjoy the beach right now while you're dry and still can. Hey, we've got a really, really neat story to tell you about right now. Chief Meteorologist Richard Nunn, he's awesome, and he did a really, really cool story.
Day learning everything that I did not know about the hurricane hunter and the crew and the unmanned crew. I mean, we're talking about basically the stuff that's really gathering the information without the assistance of the half a dozen to a dozen people that are on that airplane. Yeah. And Bill Mowat here, from the radio songs all the way through, the director of the robots?
Yes, I'm the director of the Uncrewed Systems Operations Center. So we take uncrewed aircraft, and robotic boats, robotic submarines, and go in and get that data in the storms that we just can't get any other way.
I mean, some of it, so like with the drop sons, obviously you need the planes, but there's other things that you are able to gather information that's well outside the parameter of any of the radar arrays there. So walk us through, let's go from the older technology here to what is out there buzzing around now.
Yeah, so we have a lot of our drop sons on the table, and this gives us just sort of a vertical column in the storm. I like to, I'm a robot guy, so I like to say it's like having toothpicks in the donut, right? It gives you like a little tiny snapshot of what's going on in there.
A little taste of each part.
Yeah.
And it's pretty amazing. And if you're wondering how these go, it literally, there's a hole in the bottom of the airplane, a chute. This goes in and falls out of the back as you're traveling at 210 knots. And then the parachute pops up and it begins to collect data all the way down. That is sort of like the original information gathering system from the airplanes. Next in line.
This is basically a robotic submarine. It doesn't have a propeller, so it uses changes in buoyancy to just really slowly, about 1 mile an hour, glide up and down through the water column and tell us about that ocean heat. And what we've shown is when that ocean heat data gets into the models, that can improve forecasts by up to 54%.
Like Barrel. With the ocean heat and the rapid intensification. It's amazing that they took a cue from science and are using basically a diaphragm or a bladder to control it. Then this thing that looks almost as flimsy as those toilet paper rolls, this is the next step.
Yep, so this is an uncrewed aircraft system, or UAS. It's made by a company called Black Swift. And what happens is these wings fold up, and so this will fit in the sonobuoy tube in the P3, and we can launch it from the crewed aircraft. But what it does is goes down and it flies at really low levels in the storm, so down to 100 feet. And if you think about it, that's the wind we care about, right? Like that's where we are. We're in the bottom of the storm. We need to understand what that wind field looks like. That also tells NOAA researchers how the ocean and the storm are interacting. So really critical data. Couldn't get it before. We got the drop sons with a little sort of toothpicks in the donut, but this has given us really a high definition picture of what's happening in the very bottom layer of the storm. So we're really excited about what this data is going to do.
And if this interests you, you're going to have to tune in to our hurricane special, because we are diving in a lot deeper to the radio songs, measuring stuff through the air, to the newest technology that, as you said, is measuring that turbulence between the air and the water. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the invite here to Lakeland. And next time, I want to ride in that airplane.
Thanks for coming out. I can't offer you a robot ride yet,
Not yet,
but someday.
but we're getting there.
We're going to work on it.
All right, then. From my feet being on the ground here at Lakeland, I'm meteorologist Richard Nunn.
Richard, thanks so much. That was amazing. We're going to transition now to a story that we did on the morning show that I found fascinating. It's of one of my favorite things, raccoons, and one of my least favorite things, meth. So let's talk about how they intertwine and what happened. Because Chewy the raccoon, he'd had enough, all right? Chewy was in his mom's car, and his mom got pulled over for speeding. And what happened was the mom, well, she took a few more charges. Oh, the video's not pulling up? That's okay. I'll just tell you about it, because believe me, I was ingrained in this story. So this lady gets pulled over, all right? And her car was a mess. That should really be the scene of the crime. It was just terrible. This raccoon comes up and he's holding a crack pipe. So the police didn't know that a crack pipe was in the car until her pet raccoon, Chewy, held it up and showed it to officers. Well, now the mom's in jail and Chewy's probably pretty happy he's going to go to a safer home. I wish we had the video to show you, but you can look it up on newsforjacks.com and you can check it out. But the thing is this, I mean, isn't it interesting what officers have to deal with on a daily basis? And luckily, they were able to deal with this pretty quickly. So I'll tell you what, Mother's Day is on the horizon, and hopefully, you know, you're a better mom than Chewy's mom. But either way, we don't know what happened to the pet raccoon. We're going to keep you posted, and tomorrow we are going to continue to follow some fun stories. Here we go. We have the video. All right, look at this. Look at this. This woman gets pulled over for speeding, and this pet raccoon's just chilling in the front seat. Honestly, the real crime is how dirty this car is. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, she should, oh my gosh, she should be embarrassed, okay? And so the real crime is how dirty the car is, but then little Chewy, he comes up, he's like, look at my toy. Only it's not a toy, it's a crack pipe. And it was hers. Chewy was sick of his mom's shenanigans. He did not want to live like this. So he gave the officers the crack pipe, and look at him holding it right there. And looks like Chewy was taken into custody. He did a good thing. His mom's now in jail, I believe, and we don't know what happened to Chewy, but we'll follow up. We'll let you know. Sweet little raccoon. I'd domesticate a raccoon. Chewy was probably feeling himself when they found him there, living in a car like that with a crack pipe. But either way, that's a story we're going to end the day with. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I'll see you at noon talking more about this rain.
See why every day more people are choosing News 4 Jax, Northeast Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for local news.